think that he's good for you.
How do you know what's good for me?
That's my opinion!
Don't you get it? Why can't anybody have an opinion but you?
That I don't think that he's good. That I do.
Everyone, hello, welcome to Sandra P's Gen Extra. I hope everyone is having a wonderful Tuesday, and I hope that you are just having a restful week as much as you can from the news, from everything else that is going on. And as you can see, we are here for Heart and Hustle, and also like just our own catch up. So this will be episodes 4, 5, and 6. Also, our girl Ro, this beautiful lady you see next to me, pretty in pink, went live last night, impromptu, because y'all, she put it up and she was very candid, but she took it down. So you had to be there. You had to be there. And Ro was just herself. She is the way she is, and I just loved it. I was actually already lying down because I had a very, very early start this morning, and I regret not even speaking in the chat because I saw the little conversations in the chat, and Ro engaged, and also she was answering questions as best she could and spilling a little tea. So I see my moderator, one of the moderators, and my real life sister was in here, Mama 59 Works. And I hope she's able to return for the live. If not, I'll fill her in and she will be team replay. And I appreciate that. American Born, you are here. Thank you so much for joining. American Born, don't stay away from me. American Born, come in and take your seat. Great to see you in the live. Thank you so much for joining me during this live. And as you can see, the lovely lady, pretty in pink, that is Ro from Heart and Hustle Houston. So I kind of fell off, not watching it, but reviewing it, because I was getting a little bit annoyed. It was not a fun watch, and I don't always have to have a fun watch. But if I see something going down a path that I don't know if I want to follow, I can easily give it up. But we're here to discuss it. I'm back on board. After Ro's live. And then, as always, I watch reviews as well. So good afternoon. She's American Born said good afternoon to myself. Happy to see you. Happy to see you as well. I didn't intend to be gone the whole weekend, but I just didn't. There was nothing that I wanted to just jump in here and talk about. And it wasn't great, some of the things that was on the news. Isn't it? The picture is beautiful. I missed the live. Yes, you would have had a great time in there. She was actually reading the live. She sat down for a drink and a salad and ended up, I don't know if she had the chicken wings or not, but one of her friends sat down with her, had a great time. So I'll probably just go ahead and start with that until more people come in, if they do. Yes, it's been annoying the last couple episodes. Yes, I think Ro is aware. She spilled a little bit of tea, American Born. So I was glad to see some of the things that Ro said, because I actually agree with that. So her live, she was sitting down at one of the local places in Houston, and she was having, again, like I said, she was having a salad and just talking to a friend, and she was filling us in on some of the stuff that goes on the show. And what I found so interesting, a couple of times she was kind of saying like, well, I don't know whether or not I should be saying this or not. Ro kind of, I don't know if she forgot she was live or not, because she would come back and say, well, I'm live. But she said that she's going to spill a little bit of tea. And then she said, well, no, I don't know if I'm supposed to talk about this. You didn't hear it from me. But of course, Ro, you were live. So Ro said that we may or may not have a third season. And I may have been asked whether or not I'd be willing to date on TV. So that is something to look forward to. I'd be interested in seeing that, because Ro is a real person. I do love her candidness. The fact that she is allowing herself, allowing the audience to get to know her. I think that's great. So I did like that part of the live. She sat down, as I said, with a friend. So the third season, I think they have already been greenlit for a third season. That's wonderful. Also, her dating on camera. So she likes tall men because, and we can tell Rose the Stallion, we can tell that she is tall. So she's 5'9", and she's not itty bitty. So she don't know what she would do with like a tiny man. So I can understand that, as a fellow tall girl, I understand that. So she was really, really funny, really open. She said she likes to date athletes, which she has shared with us on the show. Trigger alert. Rose shared a story about an SA situation. She said it was really heart-wrenching, heartbreaking. It was a friend of hers. She felt like she might have been, I feel like she said she was roofied. this is all alleged. This is all in my opinion. But she said she shared it on the show, but they did not talk about it on the show. Jerry Vet, it is great to see you. Thank you so much for joining the live. I'm just catching up on Heart and Hustle Houston because I kind of let it fall by the wayside. After a few episodes, I didn't like the way they were moving. So I'm talking about a lie that Ro, this lady next to me, and beautiful, pretty in pink, did. And she sat down with her friend having a salad. She had had a drink, and she told us she had a date rape. That's what she said. She was friends with the person, and it was heart-wrenching because she felt like he roofied her, and ended up, she was afraid of men after that, afraid to be alone with men. And she said, and I'll tell you about Sophia's dad. She ended up, and you could tell that would be hard for Ro because of her personality. She said she's a girl. She likes to be here, be there, be cute, meet everybody. She ended up going to a Floyd Mayweather fight, and she wasn't dating. She just became friends with, this ends up being Sophia's dad, who we met on last episode. I believe like he's been on the phone, but we met him last episode. She said he was the first guy to really spend money on her. He seemed like an older man, but I was laying down, so I wasn't in the chat. I was just reading the chat because I was watching on the big screen. I was listening to Ro and listening to her answer these questions. So she said that the way we saw him with Sophia, he can be a lot of fun. He can be charismatic. He can be all that stuff, but he would talk crazy to Ro and also be, very verbally, she didn't say verbally abusive, but she would give examples of the jokes that he would give, like old lady arms, just like all kind of crazy stuff, just to pick away at somebody's self-esteem. And she said that's the reason why she had blocked him. She said she had unblocked him and they were talking, but now he is blocked again. So watch your mouth. I don't know what's wrong with this man. She overheard him talking to Sophia like that. And that became a scene on the show because she doesn't want to raise her daughter that these men, anybody can talk crazy to you. And even that this is her father, she's not going to let Sophia allow that. She's not going to allow that to happen with Sophia. Yvette speaking to everyone. I haven't been able to get into it. I need to sit down and watch. Dear Yvette, that's what happened to me. This probably was one of my favorite reality shows currently. And then after a few episodes in, I said, oh no, are they going to do this gang up thing and the mean girl? I can't deal with it. We don't need another show like that on TV. But just listening to Ro, it sounds like most of the cast is good with each other. They get along with each other. Ro seems like she puts all of her business on Front Street. Like I said, the date rape situation happened. She said that she actually said it on the show, but they didn't put that in there. So there is a lot that they're editing out. She called Chloe a weird ass bitch like a couple of times. Chloe weird. It's going to play out on the show. So I'm like, oh, what is going to play out on the show? I couldn't believe that. So while she was having this conversation, a pretty young lady walks up to her. They kind of know each other. She's like, yeah, this is Ashley's sister. So they kind of speaking to each other. Ro didn't go on mute. She doesn't like black the screen or any of that. It was like we were sitting down to dinner with her and she was like putting a lot of stuff out there. So I found that really interesting. And somebody said, oh, you better get ready to fight. She had a provocateur or two in the chat, which kind of got on my nerves. And then somebody kind of took the role of, like the video, this and that. I don't know if she knew the person, but she said, I'll probably go ahead and make you a moderator. So she wants to go live more. She said Latoria is going to go live with her, as well as the guy Sterling that we met on episode 6. So I like Sterling. Sterling got a crush on Ro. We could tell. She had the nerve to say, yeah, I'm going to bring Sterling on. Said, he's my friend. Why do y'all think Sterling like me? Why y'all think me and Sterling might go together? The way Sterling has stars in his eyes talking to Ro, of course he liked her. But he's in the friend zone. This other guy that she was at dinner with was in the friend zone too. So this might have all happened at the time that this event happened to her. Whoever this is, I wonder if he's an athlete. She didn't say who it was, but I don't know. Some of those guys don't take no for an answer. The whole thing was really terrible. But yes, David, I recommend sitting down watching it. It's well worth it. American Born, you're into this season too, right? Of course, they wouldn't show something that would help the other women. I wish they would, but I want to know what happened with Chloe. So that kept coming up. She said, Manira is cool. She said, I know y'all get on her. Labrina's my girl. I know y'all get on Labrina. You know correctly, bro. I get on Labrina and I get on Munira because I don't think Munira is showing enough. But hearing from Ro, and I do know that reality shows, they don't always show a lot of what's going on. They edit out and kind of script it as they want to, even though it is reality. So she's claiming that Munira and Labrina are realer than we have seen. Now, Labrina did some stuff in episode 4 with the little birdie said, and I'm the little birdie and all this kind of stuff. I couldn't get with Labrina on that. She said that she didn't know that Josh shot. So I wanted to know, what did she think of Labrina doing that? Sitting down and shooting a scene with someone's husband. She didn't know that Josh had shot a scene. She said the epitome of a husband to her. Somebody asked her, would you want to get married? She said she would love to get married. Epitome of a husband to her, she said, Norm is a real one. He is a real, she called him a real AB. So Norm's real. And then also she said, Willie is fun as S. Willie's real fun. Willie is Labrina's husband. So Ro and the rest of these ladies are really friends, except Chloe. She says Chloe's weird. She manipulative. She said, I'm going to let it play out. I can't say too much. It's going to play out on the show. But hopefully they show it, because it seems like they kind of like Chloe. I like Chloe, but she said Chloe's a liar. Chloe, you over here lying and stuff. And she says a lot of the stuff people make it out to be about their relationship is not really true. So y'all, I don't know what's going. We know Big Fine Jordan and Chloe, that's not going the way she wants us to believe. I think she's taking care of that man. I see that about Chloe. You do American Born? You said, yeah, see, I didn't know. She seems like a fun girl, and that she's a girl's girl, but to hear from Ro doesn't look like it. And the interesting thing too, AB, by the time this, and I was about 5 minutes in, there might have been 30-something people in there. So I was still lying down, I started listening to it. And Ro was getting more engaged and talking to the different people that walked up. And when she was saying that about Chloe, I was like, oh, that's going to be interesting. She said she'll let it play out. The part about she think they got a 3rd season, that was interesting. And then she was like, oh, some of the stuff I don't know if I should be saying. If I shouldn't, you didn't hear it from me. But she took the live down. So I found that really interesting. David says at AB, me too. Chloe, she looking for love in all the wrong places to me. Yes, the fact that her 2 little girls and her son does not like Big Fine Jordan. And Chloe acting like she got to have him. I think the whole situation is crazy. Somebody asked Chloe, Ro, if she would date younger. She said maybe 10 years younger. So somebody in the chat said, well, but not 17 years younger. And she said, no, that's a little bit crazy. Of course, they were throwing shade at Chloe, the person in the chat. I guess Ro caught it, but she didn't. I've really been watching the World Cup. That is on every break room at my job, and it is so exciting, dear Yvette. Did you see the orange clown try to cheat and still lost? That's your karma. You can't buy a championship. He thought that he was going to get that trophy over here, steal that when he already stole somebody else's trophy. So that is interesting. You are watching it. I'll have an eye on it when it's on where I'm at. American Born said, my beef as well with her is she isn't listening to her kids about Jordan, David. Yeah, she seemed like the type of woman. This is just from what I'm watching, what they're showing us on the screen. She'll do anything to have him in. She's flying up in this man's mother's face, trying to have him. And the girls have already made it known that they don't really care for him like that. And of course, Nico doesn't care for him like that. And I think she wants to build a man, and he wants her to build him. Whereas her son and these 2 girls need a lot more support. So that was interesting about Sophia's dad, that he had money. She said then he started getting in trouble with the feds. And that's when their relationship fell apart, and she moved from Miami or whatever they were. She moved back with $500 in her pocket to Houston. And she was asking him for help. And she said, you taking care of everybody else? He has children. And you're not going to help take care of me? He said, no. So then she just started to be a person with just her own village, her mom, her sisters, and her taking care of Sophia by herself. She doesn't shut him out because she does want him to have a relationship with Sophia. So again, like I said, there were a couple of provocateurs in the chat. Somebody was being kind of weird. They were like, do you date women? Because you're giving bi vibes. I don't know what bi vibes is. Ro was laughing. Oh, I am? She said, really? I am? She says, no. She said, maybe I might have dated a girl in the past. She said, but I don't have time for that BS. She said, no, I wouldn't date a woman. So it sounded like she had in the past, but the woman got on her nerves, and so she's not gay or bi. So I thought that was funny. She's like, I dated a female a minute and I can't. So the whole time, like I said, she was engaging with the bartender. Came over there. He wanted to know, was she coming back to the bar? No, she took a table. Somebody else was taking their order. So they were getting that straight out. Like a lot of stuff was going on, kind of almost like you were sitting in the restaurant. Somebody was asking her, was she going to have some type of party at Mocha? I think Mocha was one of the places that they showed on TV. She said, no, I hate the place. I never go back. She said, I got my truck broken into. It was at Mocha. I don't know. Maybe that's why Ro took down the live, because everything these people were asking her, she was answering. I don't know that some of this stuff was their business. So as far as the ladies, she likes all the ladies with the exception of Chloe. Somebody said, oh my God, what can you do to fix it with Chloe? She said, there is no fixing it with her and Chloe. Again, Chloe is a weird AB. So I don't know what it is about Chloe that is weird, but evidently she's also a liar and manipulative. So I found that interesting. I don't get those vibes from Ro. Yeah, I don't either. I don't know what the person was getting at. Maybe they thought she was cute. I don't know. But again, she was trying to answer every question. I'm sure she got a phone call about her life. AB, that could have been it. That could have been it, really. Yeah, because she said she thanks the creators, everybody that covers the show. She said Millie Chun is her girl, Miss Misha, two ladies that I watch and love. So I thought that was really cute that she was calling them out. Millie Chun came in there and was just like, hey, y'all. But she didn't really engage that much. And she was like, Millie's my girl. Millie had me tearing up. So I don't know. I must have missed when Ro was on Millie Chun. But Millie Chun will jump in there at any time. And I probably have missed a lot of lives of Millie Chun. Now, I do like the fact that a lot of her lives are like 10 minutes. So she gives like these bites of information. I love that about her. But she dropped in there and said hello. Ro recognized her, liked her. So we'll go back and do some of these episodes. And I think I'll just like cover the people. It won't be a scene by scene, just kind of talking about where they are now as far as episodes, because I didn't realize, y'all, that I'd let that pile up. But it was good that this week we didn't have a Real Housewives of Atlanta, so I won't be that far behind. So just quick catch up on episode 4, 5, and 6, and then Rose Live. If I think of more things that Rose said, I will bring that up. But in episode 4 was mending fences. So we know that when we left that therapy session that Rose set up, Latoria and Labrina were going at it, calling each other delusional, doing all kind of stuff. So I blame that on Labrina, but I don't know. It seems like maybe Latoria could be messy as well, because somebody in the chat said, do you think Labrina is going to have Ashley and Latoria going at you? She said, no, I don't think so. So I don't know. Can Latoria be weaponized against somebody? I didn't get that from her, but I don't know. She answered the question that way. Somebody said, if you had to vote off 2 people, who would have to leave? She said, well, Elena don't really be there anyway, and there's only a few of us, so I'm going to have to say Elena. I was shocked that she answered that question. AB, that could be why she removed it as well. So if anybody had to be voted off, the Heart and Hustle Houston Island, she said it would be Elena, because Elena's hardly there. She likes Elena, but she says it's hard to see her in scenes with just her family when she's supposed to be with us. So I found that interesting. Now, again, this therapy session where Labrina and Latoria were going at it. Labrina, to me, always gave mean girl, but in this session, she also seemed kind of hurt, so I can understand that. They end up making up. So they made up at the therapy session. So I'm glad that they set that up, and everybody but Ro went. And Chloe saying, let's see, what else did they have? I hate to get this far behind because then I get confused. So Labrina and Latoria, they made up. Labrina was talking to her mom about what made her want to get back on the right track with Latoria. She said she heard her grandmother's voice saying, like, you got to give this person grace. You got to put yourself in this person's shoes. And so that is what made her and Latoria kind of mend fences. So I do like the fact that they did that. That was pretty good from that episode. Let me see what else happened in episode 4. The vision board. I thought it was a really great idea. The execution, not so much, kind of because the place that they had it at. So everyone is invited, and I do like that. Every single person is invited, whether or not she's cool with them or not. So she had the vision board idea. It's not the first time she's done it, but the place, they didn't have enough room for everybody else to be upstairs. I mean, the upstairs people were upstairs away from everybody. You could see people like sitting on the steps and that sort of thing. They were supposed to get drinks. Chloe saying if I'd been used, it wouldn't have turned out this way. I didn't think that it was bad criticism because Chloe is an event planner. Ro didn't like it. Ro said in confessional, we just all got back together and here come Chloe starting some stuff. So I don't know if that is the beginning of Ro and Chloe kind of falling out a little bit, but I would take Chloe's advice as an event planner, but she did repeatedly bring it up at the spot. And I don't think that that was the time to do it because there was nothing that Labrina could have done about it at that point. So I felt that was a little bit rude. But other than that, I didn't think Chloe was out of line. So Ro has a YouTube channel. Yes, she does have a YouTube channel. She does. Let me go back. Oh, I see Kiwan J came in. Kiwan J. I was telling everybody about the live. I was laying down. And I regret not even stopping in and speaking. I was one of the people in the bushes. And I was telling them that she took it down because I missed like the first 5 minutes. She took it down and AB says, I'm sure she got a phone call about her live because she was very, very candid. You know, you were in there, Kiwan J. Ro comments on content creators pages as well. Yes, she ended up commenting on me last year and I was really surprised because I was a smaller channel. And that just made me more mindful of, oh, you can say certain things and these people might be watching. But I'm a person that I don't drag them too bad. I think long back, long face Amanda's probably the only one that really wouldn't care for me or my commentary. And Amanda, we don't care. So yeah, Ro, again, the one that came in there last night was Millie Chun, and she recognized her. Of course, Kiwan JTV was in there too. And I didn't speak up and make myself known. And she mentioned that she watches Miss Misha as well. Hey, everyone. Ro commented on my review. She was nice. I'm about to drive. Am I late? No, I was mainly covering the live. I'm so late with the review, Kiwan JTV. I'm doing episodes 4, 5, and 6, but not even full reviews. Just catching us up as to where the ladies are now. So Ro has a YouTube channel. Yes, she has a YouTube channel. She's also active on her Instagram, dear Yvette. And she says she's going to go live with Latoria, also Sterling, and she's going to aim for like once a week. She was really excited about FIFA, y'all. I'm going to show, let me get out of episode 4 and show y'all this FIFA. I'm sorry for being all over the place, but I'm looking at this as more like an extras. Oh, Cece stepped in there too. Cece, not to tell your business. Cece stepped in there as well and spoke. I can't remember if she had a question or not. But yeah, she did. She took that live down. So it was grand opening, grand closing. So I guess you have to get in where you fit in with Ro. But again, the fact that she spilled that there may or may not be a third season and what they would actually want to see from her as far as dating on screen, I found that really interesting. I'm glad that she brought that up. I'm glad to hear it. I believe it. I can see them getting a third season. Okay, let me see. She spoke about FIFA. She said that they actually have offered her, let me see. Let me pull this back up. They have offered her a role with them. So that is really exciting, and that's big money. But she said it is not in Houston. So how would that work? Ro, I figure I would take that, honey, and just let it work however it worked. So this is her. This is from her page. Managing the FIFA World Cup 2026, Canada, Mexico, and the U.S. wasn't on my bucket list, but God's plans are always bigger. My name posted in the stadium almost made me cry. So I thought that was really sweet. This was from a couple of days ago. So that's her in the stadium. She had to meet with the Orange Clown. She didn't call him that. She kept calling him the president, which is fine, Ro. You have to be respectful of him. So I found that really interesting. But Ro is that girl in entertainment. She really is. The person said, well, do you think that they asked whether or not Ashley was going to start getting into it with her? She didn't know whether or not. Let me read all these comments. I see more people coming in. Hey, sis, Kiwan J. Oh, yeah, that never works out, dear Yvonne said. Yeah, they get salty if someone tells things about the show while it airs, dear Yvette. AB, yeah, it sounded like somebody asked her about, something else about Chloe in details. Hi, Sandra P in chat. Hey, Mrs. Best Reviews, great to see you. I was talking about Rose Live that she put up and took down. So she had a lot of tea in there. Sound like to me they got a third season. She said you didn't hear that from her. Sound like to me they want to see her dating on TV. She says she's into that. She will be up for that. And this picture behind me now, I'm showing her role with FIFA. So she had to meet with the Orange Clown, or as she called him, the president. And that's his role. I love the fact that he tried to cheat and still lost. But I mean, I hate that for the team, but that's the way the cookie crumbles. So Ro was real candid. I love the way she was talking. I love the way she was engaging with the chat. She wants to start going live once a week or so. If you're not already following her on YouTube, she has a YouTube channel. She also has, that's where I was watching her last night. And I'm not sure if it was corresponding with being live on Instagram or not. Everyone speaking to Mrs. Best Reviews. Chloe's messies and know what she be doing. Mrs. Best, she called Chloe. She said, I get along with everybody. I like all the ladies except Chloe. Chloe and I, we're not going to be good anymore. Chloe is a weird ass bitch. Kiwan J didn't. She called this lady that like 3 or 4 times. Said she's a liar. She's manipulative. And Chloe is a weird ass bitch. And I was just shocked to hear that. That could be one of the reasons why it also got taken down. She said, I want to tell y'all what happened, but I don't think I can talk about that. We didn't get to that yet. And then I don't even know if they're going to show it. So Mrs. Best Reviews, I'm really shocked that Chloe and Ro have fallen out to that degree because they appear still all right on the show. You never know who's watching. I be scared on my channel because I be dragging folk. Well, Mrs. Best Reviews, you are a self-identified thug. So there's nothing they're going to be able to do with you. You telling the truth on them. Our opinion can't be not real. Our opinion is just our opinion. They can disagree all day long, but it's still our opinion. As the baby Tamra Judge said, it's my opinion. I'm really mindful of certain ways. Like if the person was sitting there, would I say that in front of their face? I like to think yes, for the most part. So I think they need to see like real, honest assessments of themselves. I love this for her. American Born, I'm so proud of her. I love it. She's that girl, Pound Black Excellence. Yes, FIFA. I think that's amazing. Cece, I talked you up. Good afternoon, Sandra Peach and Extra in chat. I didn't get a notification. I'm sorry about that. I actually set it up this morning. Thank you for coming in and giving me the update. 6 live, 6 in the chat. I was covering episode 4, 5, and 6 because I fell behind, just getting a little discouraged over what I was seeing from these ladies. But Rose Live put me back on my game, and I was lying down watching it, so I didn't get in the chat and speak. I should have, but I saw you, CC, and I was giving some of the information that Ro gave, and I'm speculating on what is the cause of the friction between her and Chloe, other than Chloe being a weird AB. A couple of people saw it. American Born says she already saw it, and Mrs. Best is not too sure on Chloe either. Kimon, where you stand on Chloe? I'm at a light, but it won't be a reunion. Oh, did she say that? I missed that part. I might have been dozing. People were saying that you deserve a reunion, and that's when she was complimenting the content creators. Mila Chung came in there, so she complimented her specifically. Also, Ms. Misha, which is my favorite. I had on my speech the other day. I should have wore that again. So certain reviews, Ro doesn't miss. And I think the show should be grateful to her because she does take time. Even if you're a smaller growing creator, she will come, watch, leave a review, and it does make you feel like, oh, okay, somebody's watching me. I love that about Ro. She was the first, no, it might have been Allison. Somebody from King's Court was the first person to answer me something that I said they thought was fine. I think it was Allison. And then Ro was the next person. So these people do go, they look at these hashtags and they see something they want to watch and they go and they listen to the review. So it does encourage you. Yes, Ro pulled you back in. Yes, she did, American Born. She really did. I love the fact how real she is. And she tries to keep the other ladies on the game too, because I think Munira is trying to curate an experience for us. I don't love it. I really don't. I think that about Labrina, but she's saying she likes Munira. She's saying they're real. Labrina's real. The only one she has it in for right now, as far as not caring for them and how they move because they're a manipulator, in her opinion, is Chloe. And that's her experience with her. So I can believe it too. David says every time the Orange Man get involved, they lose, just like the Knicks and now the soccer team. Yeah, I mean, if that guy's supposed to have a red card and not play, and I saw him step on somebody's ankle, so he deserved to sit that game out. But I love the fact that Belgium just mocked them like crazy. They were doing that YMCA Donnie dance. So funny. Cece says, I was in Rose Live. Yes, I saw you over there. I thought that was really funny how she was just having her salad, drinking her drink, and talking her stuff. We loved it. And she's real. I still don't see it for Labrina based on the show, but I understand Ro rocking with her friend. Yeah, she said, I know y'all give Labrina and Munira a hard time. And do, and we'll continue to, unless I see something different from that show. Y'all know what I think about it. I'm not crazy about Munira or Labrina, but I softened up a little bit toward Munira when I go over episode 6 a little bit. We'll talk about that. He's just bad luck at Dairy Vet. Some people are just a bad news bear, and he is an orange one. It happens to be elected and up there making bad news bear and storm clouds over the whole country. I've been saying Chloe is messy AF. Kiwan J, you have. I'm trying to give Chloe grace, and y'all know I will give her. I said, oh, well, you know, her husband died. Before that, she lost her mama. This happened, that happened. But Chloe, we don't like how you moving. And now we get Rose saying it, and she works with the ladies. So I don't like that. I love that Rose branching out, working in the sports world. I'm sure there are big opportunities there for her. I know she mentioned F1 as a possibility. Formula One, like you told her, Cece, that's where the money is, okay? And now with the FIFA exposure, she was offered opportunity with FIFA, but she was saying, how would that work, her living in Houston? I would try to make that work. That's amazing. I saw Miss Cece. Yes, yeah, there was quite a few people in there. She was trying to date her homeboy off. That lady that kept asking, she had a few provocateurs in there, like the one that asked her if she was bisexual. I'm like, lady, what is wrong with you? Then the other lady's like, let me have your friend Instagram. I'm gonna try to get him with my daughter. Lady, leave this man alone. He was very good natured. He was from Huntsville, Alabama. He was in a football player at Alabama A&M. So I wanted to know, did he know Melody Cherie and them? Did he know Martell and them? Martell was on the football team. Cece says, I'm not giving Chloe any breaks after seeing her run after Jordan. Embarrassing. Cece, dear Yvette and AB were in here saying that particularly they do not like, I didn't review this part yet, how she's pushing Big Fine Jordan on those kids, and they don't like her. I mean, they don't like her doing that because the girls don't like it at all. And Nico, we know he don't like it. Yes, Cece, it's shameful. It is, and potentially unsafe. This is all allegedly, it's in my opinion, but she should not be just stepping on these girls' feelings that they don't like someone the mom is dating, and she still keeps bringing him around, trying to put him in a father role. I don't like that. Yeah, that bi question was weird and rude. Yeah, Cece, I didn't like that. And then, Ro, she'll get a little more familiar with it. You don't have to answer everything, Ro. So I find that kind of interesting. Yeah, you giving bi vibes. What is that? But Ro is funny. She says, I dated a girl one time. I don't have time for females. So I found that really funny. I agree, American Born said, any man from Huntsville is to be trusted, LOL. The bald-headed brothers and then their bald-headed friend have given all of them a terrible name. I don't trust them either. You just, so let's see, where am I at now on, let me get back to, again, episode 4, 5, and 6. So Labrina made up with Latoria, which I'm kind of glad because I don't like that friction in the show. So Labrina made up with Latoria, and Labrina was having, the place that I left off. I'm sorry, everybody, for skipping around. She had the vision board event. So the vision board event, I think that it was a really great idea. It's something that she could actually do annually. After the New Year's, that would be great to have people get together and do that. I didn't mind Chloe's feedback on if I'd done it, it would have been right. Maybe she could have said it a little bit differently, but I knew what she meant because there were people that didn't have everything else that the downstairs people had, but they all paid the same money to do the event. So I found that that was a pretty good event. I like that. So the next episode, which is the latest one, Chloe and Ro are shopping for a wild night out. She asked them, like, what kind of stuff are we looking for? Well, they decide that they are looking for leopard print stuff. Chloe's like, for what? A man? Chloe, you claim you got a man. You got Big Fine Jordan. And no, it's just the ladies. The ladies are going to be out. They're going to have a ladies' night out, and they're going to be in the leopard print clothes. And I thought that everybody looked good. Everybody met the assignment. So they go out and have the ladies' night out. That was really cute. Ashley, while Ro and Chloe were talking, Ashley came up. Now, we know Ashley was brought around by Labrina, which made me suspicious on his face because I still see Labrina as kind of a mean girl, but I'm going to give Labrina a little grace. Labrina could be one of those people that are just extra sensitive, and it might come across as her being mean. So, Labrina, I'm going to give you that unless I see more mean behavior. Now, her meeting with Josh, I thought that was mean. I thought it was backstabbing to Elena. I didn't like that at all. So, while they were shopping, that comes up with Chloe. And then Ashley said that she feels like, she manages you manage your place, and she owns her place, so it's a little bit different on how that works. And then with the lemon drop, and Latoya was upset about the lemon drop. I still don't think Latoya was upset about the lemon drop. I didn't like the way that went. And then the whole thing when they sat down and played tennis, and this lady is making drinks and bringing lemons and bringing props and all this kind of stuff. I thought that was a little silly, and it rubbed Ro the wrong way. I don't know if that was episode 4 or 5, but it was a couple before episode 6. So Chloe's kind of giving an earful to Ro about things that Ashley has said about her. Now I see why Chloe is seen as manipulative by Ro, because that never goes well when you go back and you talk about somebody behind their back. Plus the way she was saying it just didn't come across too nice. So with that scene, that's going to come up later. And I like the fact that, again, we found out in the live last night that Ro actually does like Ashley. They get along well. Ashley's sister had popped by and they spoke. They get along well. And that lady's like, oh, get ready to fight. And Ro was like, I wouldn't fight. Another stupid thing that lady said, one of the people that was being kind of provocative in the chat, oh, if y'all had a reunion, would you fight at the reunion? Ro said, no, I wouldn't fight at a reunion. So I used to fight a lot in college, but I don't fight now. I wouldn't fight now. We find out that Munira is a little bit of a firecracker. And she told us about an old friend that she has, which was like, the lady's tiny, like 5'1", but that she will fight you. But Ro is not one of those people. So I thought that was kind of ignorant. This is a grown lady, and she is taking part in some very lucrative, high-profile businesses. She's not going to be fighting on TV. So I didn't like that question. Again, that was from the live. Now we'll go back to episode 6. My week B era, and that's based on something Chloe ends up saying. And Chloe kind of tugged my heartstrings a little bit at the end, even though I don't like the way she's pushing Jordan off on these kids. But Munira and Chachi are having a scene. Chachi's sitting there going through Munira's kits and everything. This is one of the bonuses of your job, free makeup and the clothes. So yeah, all that stuff y'all sending, Alo and all of you, send some stuff over here. Look at some of the smaller creators. So they discuss the fact that her dad is now ill. And the mother didn't really want to get into this with her, but Munira has this vision of her dad like, Dad. And she's like, well, I kind of want to bring him around. And if I do that, I just have a vision of us all sitting down together and just having a meal. And I didn't blame Chachi. Chachi is just like, she doesn't have the best memories of him. She doesn't really want that. And then Chachi and Munira were talking about her experience living with Munira. And Chachi saying that I never really lived with a man before. Chachi, weren't you married? You're married to the dad, right? She said, I never really lived with a man before, so it's kind of hard to know how to handle Norm. So I don't know. Rose said Norm is like the epitome of a husband. He is so nice. But y'all, first season or maybe second, no, this is the second season. First season, we haven't really seen Norm. First season, I noticed a little bit of that jokey joke that Norm does is a little bit mean, or maybe not the friendliness, like he might try to put Munira on Front Street. I don't mind him doing that when Munira is being phony, but I don't know. Why is Chachi uncomfortable with you, Norm? So Munira wants her and the dad to sit down. She doesn't really want to do it. Later on, I'm not sure if it's here, but Munira does get a chance to sit down with her dad. He looks like he has been rolled hard and put away wet. I'm sorry, Munira's dad, but he's one of these old men that was out here when he had a wife at home. He didn't want to do right. This is all alleged in my opinion, but it sounds like when he was over there in India with Munira's mom, with Chachi, he didn't really treat her right. And she ended up picking up her baby and coming back to the States. And she still doesn't see it for him to this day. So Chachi was in India and she got sick. That was recently. Munira was concerned with her. Munira let us know she's an only child. So she has to worry about dad on one hand, the mother on the other hand. And when she was talking to the father and telling him, I want us to sit down and get to know each other. And then she tells us in the confessional, I never had a time where my dad was with me and I knew all this stuff about him. She said the way Norm is with our children, I would love to have had that with her dad. So y'all, that was kind of sad. I felt a little sorry for Munira hearing that. And the dad said, well, do you know why I left? And Munira said no. And he's like, I'm not going to tell you. But he was being a little bit ornery. He kind of got on my nerves. I didn't really care for that. Munira, the way Chachi got her heart broke, I think he will do the same to you. And he seems like now that he needs somebody He got a catheter in. He's going to put it out. The best I could do for him is send him a CNA or somebody that's trained to help care for him, because I don't know, with Chachi living there, I hope he doesn't think that he could actually go there as well, because for me, he would not be welcome. Let me get into the chat, and then we'll go back to episode, anything from either 4, 5, or 6. Any man from Huntsville is to be trusted. Yes, we agree with that. And we were talking about Rose's friend that played for Alabama A&M. American Born said, making Jordan to go and pick up her girls from school and go to the school function is weird to me. American Born, I agree. And that is the truth at Key 1J. Yeah, it is. This is the Huntsville man. We're not feeling him. No, ma'am, Labrina is messy and a piece of work. Rose seemed to love it. She said Labrina's her girl and that we just misunderstanding her. I know what I'm looking at. I know there's a lot of editing, but Labrina, still think you're a mean girl. Mrs. Best says Labrina's a friend to no one. The scene with Josh, Mrs. Best, if Ro could explain why Josh would sit down. Well, I know why he would sit down. He wanted to get the story out and paint his own narrative against Elena. Why would Labrina, being a girl's girl, why would she allow that? And then Ro even said during her live, she said, we didn't know Josh was shooting. I didn't know Josh was shooting. So you didn't know Josh was shooting. Why would Labrina do that? Who said that? Who said that? Who said that? How are you doing? Welcome in. Thank you so much for joining us during the live. Who said that? It is great to see you. Hello, Centipede chat. Happy Blessed Tuesday. Yes, happy Blessed Tuesday. And we are discussing a little bit of mess, but we still want to have a Blessed Tuesday. We're talking about Rose Live. We're talking about anything from episodes 4, 5, and 6. So Heart and Hustle Houston, I thought I was out, but this lady right here on the court for FIFA pulled me back in. That's the beautiful Ro. Chloe's choosing a man over her girls. Kiwan J, I hate when women do that, but I see it. And these are little girls. They're like 7 and 8. They see it. Next week, we see the mom pulls a fast one and doesn't show up for the dinner. American Born. Good. I don't blame her. American Born is speaking to, who said that? Who said that? And Jerry Beth says, Labrina thinks she's the cutest one and her life is a little different than the others. She said that she meant that she is on a higher level of peacefulness, dear Yvette, and that, you know, we might have misunderstood what she meant. I thought she meant, I'm up here, you're down here, which is what people fix their mouth to say sometimes. I do think she thinks she's the flyest. She's got the cutest husband. She's got the biggest house. She's got the most land. And so she's supposed to be HBIC. And the fact that she's not, I think it bothers her. I think Rose probably fan favorite. I think Latoria might be the glue holding everybody together. People, you know, she have a place in people's hearts over her losses, losing her dad. So this is a trip. And I see Kiwan J said, I agree, Thuggy. Let me see what, oh yeah, Labrina's a friend to no one. I agree too. I agree as well. Y'all, these content creators that are in here with me, I'll call them out since they are here supporting me, and I appreciate it. Mrs. Best Reviews, also Kiwan J TV. If you're not already over there, please make sure that you are. Help a growing content creator on the YouTube streets, because Ro did mention during her live, she appreciates the content creators that she watches, quite a few, and that it does help keep the show out there, because she felt like the show's not getting the treatment that it should get. I happen to agree with her. They don't even get a reunion, and I feel like they need a reunion. I would love some things to be wrapped up face to face. And let's see where we are. The chat. Papa was a Rolling Stone. American Born, wherever he laid his hat was his home. He didn't die yet, but all he's going to leave him is alone. I tell you that right now. I agree, Thuggy. So that was about Labrina being a friend to no one. I agree as well. Who said that is speaking back to everyone. Cece says Munira's dad was probably a Rolling Stone back in the day. He may still be rolling. Cece, I don't know how far you can roll with a catheter, but some of these ladies, if the men have a check coming in, they'll try and help them roll. I don't know. Now, I'm trying to be offensive, Papa Munira, but this girl sitting over here, 40 plus, still in pain over what you done. Papa looked like a Rolling Stone, not gonna lie. Mrs. Best Reviews, he put on his best 3-piece suit, honey, and one of those had like a derby on. A mess. And American Born is laughing at Mrs. Best. Just type that. Yeah, everybody's kind of, I mean, we saw him for what he was. We see Munira sitting here, 40 plus, still crying over it. And Chachi was brokenhearted as well. Chachi, you should have known that man looking like one of the temps or somebody. He was a trip. He looks like he needed a walker to me. AB, he might have been in pain if he had that catheter. It's coming out in 7 days. Like I said, all I could do is send you a CNA or somebody. Mrs. Best said, he annoyed me saying he will write in a diary but won't speak deeply with his daughter. Reason why you left is never excuse to be an absent parent. Yeah, I didn't like that. And then he was trying to be so cute about, well, do you know why I left? No, I don't know. Well, I'm not going to tell you. Well, then why are we having this conversation? And again, you rather write a 4-page letter than tell me, your daughter, because she's an adult now. But Munira, honestly, sometimes it's kind of scary to see when you're watching a reality show and you know that I think Munira would like to be scripted and have us think, oh, Munira, have a certain vision of her. But that was a real moment between her and her father. She had a longing for him, and she just looked so excited, like there's a possibility that they could sit down. I don't remember when we sat down together and ate. She was just so excited that could happen. I don't know if I would invite him over, though, with Chachi living with them. I wouldn't want to make her uncomfortable. I don't think that's right. Mrs. Best Reviews is laughing with AB. We all think the man's a Rolling Stone, and he is. Labrina still thinks she's bigger than the program. I see it too, Kiwan JTV, and I think she was really angered in Mrs. Sylvia's office when she didn't get a chance to just roll over everybody, because at the last therapy, which we didn't see, she's telling people F you, and F you. Yes, I know that's right. Who said that? Says. Everybody's agreeing with Kiwan J. Yep. Roshrain, great to see you. You came in to say hello. Thank you for dropping down to say hello, Roshrain. It's great to see you. I just love Ro. We're sprinkling in parts of her live. I don't know if you had a chance to be in there. She had quite a few people in the bushes, and Bro made me laugh. She said, there's only about 4 or 5 people talking. There's about 30-something of y'all up in there. So she's getting like the hang of looking at her live and seeing what's going on. So you did. I watched her live in the back too. I was in the bushes, but Roshrain, I was already in bed. I had a really early start this morning. So I was already in bed, just listening to her, watching her engage. I loved it. Her friend is in the NFL. Yeah, she was saying, what did she say? He had a $500 shirt on. I found that so funny. What do you think about that thirsty lady? Get me the IG. I'm going to introduce him to my daughter. He was being so sweet, though, y'all. I found that funny. This man is not going to call whoever this woman's daughter is. I agree. They don't get enough promotion for the show. No, they should all be doing what Ro's doing. And she said Elena's doing her own little thing. So if anybody got to leave, it could be her, even though she likes Elena. I don't want Elena to leave, y'all. I want more of Elena. But I don't know. She may be just in a new place in her mind, and she might do that. Somebody said, you think they're trying to replace... They said Ashley with Elena, but they said it like a vice versa. They said it the wrong way, but I knew what they meant. She said, I don't know if they're trying to replace Ashley with Elena, but what they mean with one of the way they said it was backwards, but I knew kind of what they meant. Who said that is laughing? People get really crazy in those lives. It was some kind of provocative questions in there. I don't know. I would have answered everything they were saying. That diary comment wasn't for her as his daughter. No, Munira's dad kind of got on my nerves, but once people get a certain age, it's like they get a pass to be a butthole, and I don't think that's fair. I did ask that question. Which question was that, Kiwan J? I'm sorry, that escaped my mind that quick. Okay, so we're going between the live, and then we're going between episode 6. We had a scene where Chloe and Jordan are painting something, and Chloe, I don't like this. Chloe is telling him, Nola don't want to share me. It seemed kind of weird. Nola was saying that she was kind of talking about Jordan like a dog behind his back. And Jordan was like, well, I don't know. I just feel like maybe I should come around more. Big fine Jordan. No, the opposite. These girls want their mom to themselves. They want to come around less. And y'all, I don't remember which episode it was, but she was asking the little girls, I think she was doing their hair, about Big Fine Jordan, if it's okay that he's over there, which really Chloe don't care. She's still going to have him over there. She acts like she can't do without him. But they didn't like the fact that Chloe closed the door on them. And she's like, well, that's being respectful, and that's just what you're supposed to do. But Chloe, how about maybe get a hotel room or have Nico watching the girls or something? I don't like Jordan being over there that much when the kids do not want her over there. Oh, was Ashley replacing Elena? Oh, okay. She was eating her salad, drinking, talking to 2 or 3 friends, plus the bartender. So I don't know if I could see some of it, but I couldn't really see the chat. I didn't have my glasses on. Was Ashley replacing Elena? She sounded like she likes Ashley. You see how she treated Ashley's sister when she came in? They got along well, telling each other they were pretty and hugging each other. They had quite a long chat to be on a live. I found that part pretty funny. Somebody was like, she just forgot about us. Rose, one of those people that's just living her life, and the cameras might happen to be following her around, which I thought is really cool. So Big Fine Jordan, I don't think he's the brightest bulb in the lamp. He comes up with maybe that he needs to be around more. And then I was surprised about Nico. He was over there, and then Nico ended up saying, hey, what's up, man? Because she's doing the little girl's hair, he's not going to be like, and get out of the house. And then they start throwing down. But they don't like you, Big Fine Jordan. And Chloe, I want Chloe to take into account her children's feelings, especially the girls, because I don't like that at all. We get a scene, I'm not sure which episode, Jordan's mother, Chloe, she's like a mother to me because I lost my mother however many years before she lost her husband. So my heart goes out to Chloe for that. But this lady is a friend. She is a peer. They're not far apart in age. And the mother says, well, you know, Jordan got to realize that I got all boys. I would love to have a girl. And Chloe is a friend to her. So basically, Chloe and the mama don't care what Big Fine Jordan think. They're going to talk as they want to talk and hang out if they want to do that. Her and Ashley are cool. Yeah, Kiwan J, I thought her and Ashley are cool. So I thought it was kind of strange that lady talking about, oh, y'all going to fight. Why would they fight? We're not going to have any fights over here. How old is Chloe? Dear Yvette, I think Chloe's about 44 or 45. She said there's a 17-year age difference. And Big Fine Jordan is 28 years old. So she says that she wants to see some change in him, but as long as a man say he willing to try, she feel like that's progress. So that was kind of ignorant. We get a scene with Ro. Ro talked about Javon, which Javon is Sophia's daddy. She had to block him because he don't know how to talk to Sophia and also doesn't, in my opinion, know how to punish Sophia. So him and Ro had a very cordial conversation. She said he's currently blocked right now. She said that in the live. He's blocked again. So if he gets offended, he talks crazy, and then you have to keep him away from me. So he did get a scene. He talked all right on the scene. And Sophia was not there. Just Ro and him. Ro had her midriff out, honey, had her little twirling skirt on while she was talking to him. So she said that somebody was asking her that, she said, y'all didn't like the fact that I twirl for him, because toward the end of the conversation, he was like, let me see what you're working with. And she got up and spun around and, let him see her little midriff and her body. And he was like, you looking good. But Ro was saying that her trigger with Javon is the way he talks to her. She does not want him talking to Sophia like that. He said he'll do better. And she said that she wants Sophia to be able to have a relationship with Javon. So I think that's nice that she's able to put aside her feelings, long as Sophia's feelings are not getting hurt. And somebody asked about Sophia last night. She said, she's 40. So Sophia is like a mini Ro, but Ro thinks she looks like Javon. I think that she looks like Javon and Ro. I think Sophia is adorable. I like how serious she is. She's one of those, I think she's a preteen or a teen, and she's 12, y'all. You know how she's just like not impressed. But Ro let it be known during the live that Sophia does like being on TV. She does like that her friends know of Ro from the show. Ro said something crazy, y'all. She said that Sophia told her that one of the teachers told Sophia, oh, you think because your mom's on TV, you can do whatever you want to do in my class? Ro said the way she went down there and got that lady straight. People are crazy. 44. Chloe is 44. So Chloe, you're not the big 4-5 yet, but you sneaking up on it, baby. You're sneaking up on it. And to me, he's still too old for Jordan, just from where he is in his life. She's a widow. She's trying to help with the grief that her daughters are going through. Also, her son, Nico knew her husband as dad, and all of them are still grieving. This was relatively recent. It was very sudden, and I think Chloe's still grieving. But the scene, it annoys me, y'all. Latoria, what are you doing? Latoria talking about, I'm Team Jordan. Now, Latoria is committed to this lemon thing. I think she had a lemon purse, which makes me laugh. I think it's funny. She's going by this. She's Latoria Lemon, so she'll like sprinkle in something lemon. Confessional Latoria says, I'm excited because I think of myself as Cupid. I don't like playing Cupid between friends. Number one, these two are already together. And if you proclaim yourself Team Jordan, what happens when they break up? Dirty Fed says, that's a shame, just dating like like dating her son. Yeah, it's like him and Nico, dear Yvette, they are close enough in age. She said there's about a 3-year age difference between him and Nico. Now, Chloe is young presenting and young acting. There's like I don't know, there's like a break in her maturity level. But Jordan, I think he's out there playing around. We know that he had the girl that she had the code to his place. And him and Nico, like, yeah, what's up, man? What's up? They kind of run in the same circles. I just don't think it's a good idea for Chloe to even be dating him. I think Sophia looks like her dad as well. You do American Boy? Yeah, she's a good mix. Yeah, that's what Road thing. It's gross. Yeah, I mean, it's to me, they're too close to it. They're not close enough in age and where they are in life. It's not even like he's a really mature 28 years old. He's just not. The way he stormed out and left her at that dinner, I didn't like it. Chloe's what she attracts. She probably is an immature 44. Yeah, I think that's why she attracted an immature 28. So yeah, I can see that. Because it sounds like her late husband, he just took care of her and she was able to just relax and be Chloe and be the fun, sweet, silly one. And now she has to take care of everything. As we'll see at the end of this episode, the baby looks just like her dad. Everybody agrees that Sophia looks like Javon. Okay. Chloe thinks it's a badge of honor to be dating that younger man. Yeah, like, I pulled the hottie. I pulled the young ones. Like, I don't know. I don't think it's a good idea, especially with the kids not liking her. So confessional Latoria is trying to play Cupid to a couple that's already together and having some problems. Rhiannon, which is kind of like Shannon, but she says it's kind of Rihanna. So Rhiannon and Latoria are looking at rings. Now, I don't know about the income coming in for Jordan. Has Jordan ever disclosed to us as the audience what he does for a living? I know Chloe doesn't really like people in her business, but Chloe, you're on reality TV, so we are going to get in your business. I need to know more. Because I think he wanted to buy a ring that was something like $10,000. Latoria put a nice ring, gave him some nice choices, and he was like, well, we got to make sure we can it could be Chloe-fied, something he put out there that because Chloe likes things a certain way and she is an event planner. So she ends up helping him look for a ring. I don't see where they actually bought anything. Latoria kept messing the lady's name up to the point where she was like, can I just call you Riri? I noticed how the lady said, I don't let anybody call me that, but I'll let y'all call me that. So she's saying to protect my commission, if he ever buys anything, yes, you can call me Riri. So I didn't like the ring scene. I didn't think it was good for Latoria to be in their business like that. And then for her to think she's a matchmaker. Last season, Latoria, weren't you trying to match with somebody and Labrina put you with a cowboy older than your daddy? Sometimes I don't know what Latoria is doing. Now, Latoria, I like you, but sometimes Latoria seems like she's trying to manipulate things for the audience as well. So not just Munira and not just Labrina. AB says, and what does he do for work is my question. That's what I'm asking. We need to look, maybe Reddit, maybe down on Skid Row and the Reddit streets, we'll look and see. Is Chloe raising him like her fourth child? American Born. And I don't think that's fair because she's kept her foot on Nico's neck to do this, that, and the other. Are you going to rap and you're going to do this? You're going to do that? But we find out this season that Nico has a job, so I'm happy for that. I'm sorry, I can't get past Latoria's mouth. The way it's got like an old man mouth. Do you see it too? I'm trying not to pay attention to it, but yeah. Maybe she looks like her daddy. I don't know. Roche Rain on the rocks with Jada and Chloe. Said Chloe and Jordan broke up. Oh. I haven't been over there to Jada. Jada's messy too. I got to see what she said about that. She makes me laugh with her commentary. Thank you, Roche Rain. Chloe, now she forgave him cheating as long as he don't keep using the girl's code. I'm glad you said it. Oh, American Born, you noticed her mouth too? I noticed it too, but I just wasn't paying attention to it too much. Y'all, they actually, I don't know if production likes Latoria or not. She gets a lot of funny scenes, but there was like a view they showed of her. I was like, ooh, don't stop the camera right there. Just keep going a little bit. Because she's cute in action, but then when you zooming in. I hope that's true. Yeah, I don't like the two of them together. And now that's what's going on with the kids. I don't really like that. Her mouth does make my teeth itch. Ooh, Mrs. Best Reviews recognize it as well. Latoria is not one of my faves. AB, she can be a little bit messy. And then she's one of the ones, she tries to pretend that that's not what she's doing. Because when her and Labrina were going back and forth at therapy, and I think Labrina ended up calling her delusional and a liar. I think Latoya said something like, "Oh, we're not doing that." Okay, here is the place to do it. You got support. Miss Sylvia's here waiting. She's waiting to jump in like double dutch. So I feel like I'm leaving something out of this episode. Episode 6 was just all right. I don't know when they were all together, but there was a scene when they were all together. Oh, it was the Wild Night Out. The ladies all get together with the exception of Elena. Elena's turning into Rula. Elena, don't do it. I like Elena. I love seeing her on my screen, and I don't like the fact that she's not showing up to work. So they have this Wild Night Out. All the ladies come in their leopard print, cheetah print, whatever they decided to wear, and they sit down and they all start talking. Of course, they pull out a question. They start talking about sex, as a lot of ladies like to do when they get together. Rose started it off. Well, what's the fetish? What is her fetish? She likes to be bitten or choked or something like that. So Rose a wild one. Rose is a wild one. The other people seem to have a problem knowing what a fetish even was. So I found that kind of funny. Labrina thinks of herself as delicate. Labrina, I don't know. You look like you kind of a mean little cowgirl to me, but she claims she's delicate. And then Munira says that, oh no, it's Labrina says she like people to do really nice things for her. So that's not a fetish either. That's not a fetish either. I forgot what Munira said. Munira said something, but Chloe ended up talking. Chloe is wearing a straight hair wig for some reason. So Chloe ends up talking and she says, I just want to be, she want to be free. She want to be herself, but sometimes I'll put on a face like everything's okay. I think she kind of jumped on Munira's point. Yeah, Munira was saying that I like to show that everything is okay, but deep down inside, there's a storm. There's a lot of things going on. So she was getting a little bit upset, but Munira kind of holds everything in. So it was Chloe's turn to speak. And Chloe says, you said everything that I wanted to say. I feel that way as well. I feel like everything is just coming to a head. I got so much stuff going on, but I can't even ever break down. I can't be soft. I can't cry because, and she was getting ready to cry, y'all. She really was breaking down. She said, who's going to take care of these kids? Who's going to keep things going on? Who's going to keep moving? And Munira is saying, well, the same thing. I go through the same thing. And this group of friends, to me, seemed like they were really supporting her. So I was disappointed to hear during Rose Live last night that her and Chloe have fallen out to the point where somebody says, oh my God, how do we fix this? And Rose says, I don't think there's any fixing it between Chloe and I. So Chloe, whatever you've done to Ro, she's serious about it. She says she don't like you no more, girl. So I don't know. I hope that they can remedy, but I'll take the lady at her word. Rose said no. So she said, Chloe has lied. Chloe has stirred up trouble. Now, we watched Chloe do it during the whole Ashley thing, the way she brought back what Ashley said about Ro. Oh, she manages a place and I actually own the place and I had something else going on. So that is why we handle that differently. And then also Ashley somehow thinking that Latoya's over here pressed over buying a lemon drop. And that was not the case. So I found that the whole thing, I like that they had the wild girls out with the leopard print. The dress code was cute. I like that. Production is looking to Ro to do a lot of things for the ladies. She was the one that arranged that therapy session with Miss Sylvia. Now she has had girls night out, the Wild Night Out. And then Ro has said that there is going to be a cash trip. I don't know who is managing the cash trip, but we're going to see Ro do that. So Ro stepped up to be a leader. Labrina, you want to be a leader, you got to lead. You can't just bring somebody messy to come in. Now, Chloe was saying, oh, yeah, Ro had her walls up. She told Ashley that. And Ashley, speaking for herself, actually, the way she explained it seemed to me a lot better than the way Chloe brought it to Ro. So that was part of the scene. Excuse me. That was part of the scene as well, that it was kind of messy the way Chloe brought it to Ro. And then Chloe's that type that'll act like, well, I didn't mean it like that. If you took it like that, I didn't mean it like that. But Chloe, we think you meant it like that. We think you meant it like that. We think you meant to cause some type of friction between Ashley and Ro. And my answer is why. Ro has a spirit of discernment, rightfully so. When Shaniqua walked through that rodeo last year, and then Ro let us know during the live, she said Shaniqua had been doing and saying a lot of things before that. And she was brought there by Chloe. I won't say she was brought there to attack Latoria, but that's what the lady kept doing. And that is why Ro jumped in, because she felt like Latoria is not really going to defend herself. Whereas Ro doesn't have a problem doing that. Let's see. So Latoria was not one of AB's faves. Y'all talked about the woman's mouth a little bit, the twisty mouth. And then Mrs. Best Review says, I do not like Latoria. She gives nice messy. I don't think she's as sweet as she comes off. Yeah, Mrs. Best, I think that's part of the reason why she's in therapy. I think she may want to try to show who she really is, because maybe she's doing what I accuse Munira of doing. I think Munira is just trying to curate the experience that she wants the audience to have. Maybe Latoria is doing that too. So Latoria Lemon, are you doing that? American Born is trying to send Mrs. Best back to work. No, let us stay in here. Mrs. Best, you don't have to go back to work yet. We know you're going to be working on something and doing 2 and 3 lives. I'm working. Yes, multitasking. In here, almost everybody multitasking. I know Cece's doing 5 things if she's doing 1. Yes, Elena is missed. Yeah, if she's going to be here or not. Now, that was the question that came out. Elena and Rula are remote reality TV star. Mrs. Best, nice work if you could get it. That's what it looks like they're doing, because nobody's calling for them to not be here. Well, Joellen was calling for Rula not to be here, but that's your storyline, Joellen. So I think Rula going to be able to call out sick if she wants. And then Elena's not even calling out sick. She's like, I'm over here cooking for my kids. I'm living my best life. I'm doing makeup. And somebody asked her last night, well, where is Elena? She says, I think she had another job. So as she showcased more, she's going to get more work. Again, she had that wedding in Paris. That was first episode. I don't like when Chloe wears that wig. I'm sorry, I like her short hair. American Born, I love Chloe in short hair. It is so cute. Yeah, I don't know where she comes up with that rig. Rosemary, Ro body look good. I like that we get to see her surgery journey. I received a tummy tuck and it was very mentally challenging. Yeah, she was mentioning that last night. I know you heard her saying that she got the salad. And then when the friend come through with some chicken wings, she was like, where my chicken wing? And she was like, well, no, y'all see I'm trying to eat right. She said a lot of these girls, they get the work done. Next thing you know, they ate 2 tons of fun or 800 pounds. So that is true, Rosemary. It is a journey. It's a lifestyle change. It doesn't just mean you can go and get snatched again and not do any work. AB says, Ro has the best personality. Is really the glue that holds them all together. I think so too, American Born. I think that she supersedes even Latoria with that. I really do. I love Ro on my screen. And the show thinks that too. She said, maybe we didn't hear from her, but they may or may not have had a 3rd season and they want to see her date. So Ro, take that FIFA job too. AB, me too. Jerry Vet agrees, but she needs a little more gel on them waves. Yeah, sometimes they get a little dry. We notice everything. Pump it up, Jerry Vet says, or pump it up. Yeah. And Mrs. Best tells Rosemary, I hear tummy tucks are hard on the body. Glad you're okay. Yes, Ro looks the F good. Yes, she does, Mrs. Best Reviews. One thing I do like is that she embraces her curves, because I don't like when people feel like everybody's got to be a $105. It's like, no, some of us are going to be, we're going to be curvy. And so I love the fact that Ro embraces that. The way she come in a little flirty tennis skirt, or she might have some leggings on. She's going to have that midriff out. I think Ashley's sister was like, girl, your boobs look good. You get them done? She's like, no, I didn't get them done. If I get them done, they're going down. She said she think about taking them down. She said they're too heavy, especially now that she's smaller. So y'all, Ro was telling all her business. I don't think she pushed the mute button once. She's allergic to latex. I won't go into details from that, but she had a man in there in the chat. He does a lot of chat. I'm not going to say his name because he's not in here. He did a lot of talking. But she embarrassed the stuffing out of him, and I loved it. She said she's allergic to latex. And if you had to be there to know why, but y'all, that lady had me cracking up. 10 likes and 6 in the live. Thank you so much, CC. I appreciate that. But if you see Ro go live, make sure you follow her now and set the notification bell. Because if she go live, Ro start talking, she might end up having to delete it like she did the one from last night. So try not to miss her. She said she's going to try to start doing it once a week. And also Sterling. Oh, at the dinner, mentioning Sterling. She said Sterling is her friend, the friend that was at A&M that we saw at dinner last night. He tried out, she said, you started out trying to hit. He said, yeah, he was laughing. Ro put him in the friend zone and left him there. Those of you that were not in here, she talked about a date rape experience, y'all. Had her afraid to be around men and just terrorized by the experience. And she first got into a relationship after that terrible experience with Sophia's dad. So she talked about that. She wants to know why we thought that Sterling and she date. They don't. They're friends. Because Sterling, when he came to that table, he was like, Ro, how you doing? Looking good, grinning from ear to ear. And Latoria found that funny. She said, I'm looking at this. Look at this flirt. She did a whole confessional about it. She talked about Ro's little blonde hair, just the laughing. And it was. I thought the whole thing was cute. I like Sterling with her. She said the next live she does she's gonna invite Sterling. Also, she's gonna invite Latoria. Marie here is always on point. Yeah, Dirty Vet, whatever Marie Monroe, Dr. Marie Monroe is using, she can use it. Now she had some braids. I saw over there with my sweetie Chase. She was on No Chase, so I didn't finish that. That might have been last night. That's why I didn't finish it, y'all. I can't be up late during the week anymore. But Dr. Marie Monroe was over there with Chase. And he's funny. He said, I'm fanning out. Not talk to the reality girls, but I'm fanning out. So she was really sweet. I always liked Marie Monroe, even when everybody thought she was mean. But she was sure there to listen to Messy Josh. Yes, American Born. That's why I'm not buying this whole Labrina's misunderstood. That's my girl. She might be a girl and she might be misunderstood, but I see what I see in Labrina, and that's a mean girl. Talking about I'm fragile, I'm soft. Where, Labrina? Where? Thank you. I was so big after surgery, I hated my body until it settled. Oh, Roshrain, I hear the recovery period is really difficult as well. Chloe seems immature. CC, yeah, and Mrs. Best pointed out that's probably why she ended up with that immature man. So he's 28 years old. Chloe seemed messy last year. Roshrain, you saw it in her last year. Y'all, let's skip me. Chloe, and I still like Chloe, but if she's done something to Ro where the point, CC just walked out of work. Okay, CC, be safe driving home. If she's done something, you quit. Tell her she quit for the day. Cece, don't leave them people like that. Take a PTO. No, I think it's the end of her day. Cece, enjoy your freedom. These lives help shift go by faster. Yes, and I appreciate it. I'm so glad I decided to come on. I didn't want to get any further behind because I do watch the show. I just haven't been reviewing it. Think if they get third season, they will be on for years. I think that too, Roshrain. I think this show, that's why I was so disappointed earlier in the season. I was like, now, which direction are they going to go in? And I just didn't know. But, I mean, the show has legs. And even if they got to slide somebody in, Elena, you got to make a decision, miss. You coming or not? What you going to do? Rose said Chloe had a witness protection wig. Yes, I guess she just want to have some hair, have something flowing for Long Jordan. Not Long, Big Fine Jordan. I'm not going to start calling him Long Jordan. That's a little too graphic. Big Fine Jordan. Have him to pull. That's what Munira said. I don't know. I like hair pulling, but she's just a blusher. Munira, shut up. You don't have a fetish. And it's okay. Everybody's not a freak. American Born's laughing with Roshrain. Yes, she did say that. She said that in a confessional, I think. Everybody is laughing with Roshrain and the witness protection wig. All needs to keep this show. They need all the help they can get. American Born, especially since they chased that family. What was it? The family, Houston, something. Carlos King started showing all their business, and then people said, you will not play with us like this, because they had a real estate empire. And that was Family Hustle Houston? It was another Houston family, but these were not to be played with. And so they packed up and left. Permanent pause. Replay gang. Hit the like button, drop a comment, and let's hype this video up. Yes, everyone, please do that. Thank you so much, CC, my moderator. I appreciate that. American Born says, yes, I just watched the interview, No Chaser. I have to finish it. Dr. Marie Monroe. She got her, I mean, she kind of pulled the fan base over to her side because there was a very messy, nasty content creator their first season that thought that he was going to start dragging Dr. Marie Monroe. And she had a lot of content creators that actually did like her and how she is. And even with the, Cedric saved my life. That's Miss Misha. Miss Misha kills me doing, Cedric saved my life. He saved my life. That was so funny. But I'll just say the person, Funky Dineva. And you got to watch some of these larger creators. Just because they're larger, they don't have any more inside information. To me, some of them kind of blackmail these people. Like, I'll give you a bad review if you don't give access. And it's just all kind of stuff. That's my own little tangent. But Dr. Marie Monroe is that girl, has been, and I love it. Lying on her and Essie. Essie's her best friend. Now, Dr. Marie Monroe, she did say that Essie was her soulmate. And I found that really funny. I said, Dr. Marie, you a mess. She said, people had me and Essie going together. No, we didn't have you and Essie going together. You call that lady your soulmate, and that's just your best friend. But I really like her. Now I'm behind on Bell Collective. I don't watch it, even though I love the Dance Moms. I like Selena. I haven't watched this season or last season, but I do listen to reviews. Cece says, I had a pixie cut back in the day after I chopped off my hair. The damaged hair. You have to keep a short do on point. Yeah, there's no room for error. The short do ladies, they're in there weekly usually with the pixie cuts. He one says, I think it was Family Houston Empire. Thank you. That's what it was. Family Houston Empire. Yep. Same city. But this family, they had the whole real estate thing. And then Carlos started talking about there was a relationship between somebody in the family, had a child that they started bringing around, all kind of stuff. AB says, Marie told the truth. They need new bells and more that are on her level. Now, one thing Dr. Marie Monroe going to do is try to pull somebody up to her level. Yeah, I like poor Letitia, but I don't think she got it in her. Her and Glendale, I don't know that is enough. They do need new bells. Yeah, they do need new bells. And you know who else over there? Tambra Cherie is over there. She's like on the Rula Elena schedule. Does she show up for work at all? Kiwan J said, I just started liking Marie. Get rid of Letitia and she will show up better. Yeah, Letitia probably needs to show more than anybody, Kiwan JTV, but unfortunately, she doesn't have a lot to give. And that's the sad thing. That's kind of the dichotomy of these shows. The ones that need it the most are not the best to watch. Dear Yvette, I love Dr. Marie. The body is tea, and that hair is always on point. She can get a little help with the outfits. Yeah, dear Yvette, she'll do like a little cat suit, jumpsuit in a minute. Dr. Marie Monroe. AB says, and Tambra needs to go to Kiwan J. They said Tambra Cherie, when she shows herself, I mean her real self, sometimes she gets a little, like when she gets real, Tambra Cherie, that's the real her. When she's doing that fake stuff, I can't with Tambra. But she doesn't show up enough either for me. Marie ain't giving herself. You don't think she is, Kiwan J? She seemed like a real one. Letitia brings the show down. Mrs. Bass is just, I mean, she's so desperate. I think Carlos likes them desperate. I think that's why Carlos wanted to control Huntsville the way that he did. He wanted Melody Cherie to be desperate, and that young lady is not desperate. Mrs. Best reviews all those lying fake millionaires Carlo employ. And American Boy, we could see through him so much. Talking about you a millionaire, and over here, Tisha and Marceau, they stay struggling. Glendale, aka Alabama Boozy. Cece, why did he show up? I don't follow him, and he showed up on my Instagram. He was with this man. This man was like, yes, you are. And he was like, tell this man I ain't boozy. Glendale is a mess. He wasn't even offended. He was kind of flattered. This guy thought that he was boozy, and he was telling him who he was. I cannot. And I mean, cannot stand the Pearsons, but Carrie is my fave. I'm glad they have a new one that's doing well. So how many more bells y'all think they need? America Born is laughing at CC. Derry Vet says, yes, Tambra has nothing to give. She just started to show the baby. And life is corny. See ya. So does she really go with that man or not? The boyfriend. The one that I think that Letitia tried to confront him one year with something. Greasy, Grady. Tambra can go. The sound of her voice is hard on my spirit. Mrs. Best, yeah. And I don't know that that's her real voice. America Born is laughing. She is laughing. So y'all, that was the end of the episode. I can't tell you to go watch Rose live because Rose took it down. AB says she got that call. So y'all, thank you so much for joining me for episode 4, 5, and 6 of Heart and Hustle Houston. I'm going to call myself Caught Up. Okay, I may or may not be, but I'll call myself Caught Up, and I'll try not to get behind anymore. And then you will see me not just in the YouTube streets, but after I finish watching Next Gen NYC, and then I'll see what other shows I'm going to do. Married at First Sight has moved over to Peacock. This will be my first season reviewing that. I've always liked the show. I've always watched the show, but I've been intimidated by the number of episodes. That's why I don't do Love Island. That and Love Island people are so young, and their fan base can get a little crazy. AB says they are saying they aren't together in real life. Glendale and Letitia, I believe. Oh no, I was just asking about Tambra and Grady. Yeah, I think that he just allowed her to have his baby because it sounds like she didn't want to just be out here having anybody's baby. Remember, first season she was saying some NBA basketball player asked her to have his child for $1 million or something. Tambra, we don't believe you because I think you would have jumped on that. Cece, thank you. Be blessed, everyone. Thank you so much. Her laugh is cringy. Yeah, Derry Vet, the laugh goes with the voice. Loved it. Great review. Thank you so much, American Born. Oh, good. I love Married at First Sight. Okay, good. So we'll have another one we can watch together. And I think Peacock's going to do a better job. It's not as like drawn out. So those of you that are here at the end, thank you so much. If you've not already liked the video, please go ahead and like the video. And Team Replay, you know, I really enjoy you. I appreciate you. Please use the extra feature that you get, which is hype. So go ahead and hype the video up. And as always, I will see you in the YouTube streets. Goodbye, everybody. Thank you.
I don't think that he's good for you.
How do you know what's good for me? That's my opinion! Don't you get it? Why can't anybody have an opinion but you?
That I don't think that he's good. That I don't.